Hi, it's Jason Baker here with Rise Real Estate, and it is Friday when I'm recording this, and I hope to get this out to you today, if not over the weekend. Please forgive me. I wanted to give you another update of what's going on in the market and talk to you a little bit about how to get a house ready, or at least provide for you a resource on how to get a house ready for photography and or for listing the property. Well, right now, we know, we've looked historically at all the data of the best time to bring a house to market is before April 1st. This year, it's happening earlier and earlier and earlier. Every year, it seems like, especially now, we're back to a pre-COVID market where it's less insane. So people are hearing that the market is normalizing or even starting to decrease in value somewhat. So people are saying, hey, I want to get in ahead of that before that happens. Before the spring rush. So a couple of things that I want to clarify and some myths. One of the largest myths that we hear over and over and over again, and I don't know when this all started, was that it's better to sell your house during the spring or summer once the grass starts greening up or all of this stuff. Well, nothing could be further from the truth if you want to make more money on the sale of your home. Now, I understand everything's not always about money, but I haven't met a seller yet that said I intentionally want to make less money when I sell my home. So a few reasons for this. The first reason is, in kind of a market, what's going on right now. The first reason is we have historically very low inventory. Now, we do have 2 or 3 times more inventory right now than we did this time last year. This time last year, people were literally having fist fights in the front of people's yards or houses. There was, 30 people lined up to get in there, and it was going crazy. Well, enter May, June, July, and the rates went from 3% up to 7.5%, and it just put a screeching halt to the market. So, our website traffic was, tens of thousands of people were visiting our websites, and boy, that got cut right in half. And so there at the end of last year, we were kind of panicking, and we were wondering, we helped more families than we ever have last year, praise God. But it was one of those things that, we were kind of worried there at the end of the year, like, oh my gosh, the sky's falling, you could be at war and all this inflation, and the interest rates are sky high, not historically, but, compared to a year ago. And we weren't sure what was going to happen, so we just kept showing up for work, and by gosh, it ended up working. Imagine that, you show up for work, it starts to work. But anyway, I guess we never left. But the fact is this year, the funniest thing happened. So the rates went down a little bit in January, and man, here comes all that traffic raging back to our website. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And now we're out showing property again, and it's great. The caution to that is, you feel that there's a little uptick in the market, which is absolutely true. And everywhere there's buyers out there right now, and they are anxious to find a home, but they still have a much higher payment than they did a year ago. So what's not happening in most cases, except in some limited cases around the 400 to 450,000 or less price range, there are still some instances of multiple offers and tons of showings on those, because that's what someone that could afford a $700,000 house is now down around 450, same payment a year later. Go figure, right? So, but it's one of those things where they really are coming on strong right now. So people keep saying, well, Jason, is the market going to crash? Now, I don't think it's going to crash, but I do think it's going to adjust another 5 to 10%, okay? That's what I believe is going to happen. I believe interest rates are going to tick back up again and potentially go back over the 7 threshold, maybe 7.5. And so when that happens, so if the rising interest rates happen at the same time as the normal spring rush, which by April, May, everybody that's planning on coming on the market is on the market, right? So if you have higher rates and way more competition, sellers are going to have a much harder time selling their home. So back to the myth that April, May, June, July is the best time, it's really not. And the reason is, in Montana, we don't need green grass as much as you love your daffodils and stuff, and I love them too. I think they're great. But we want to get in ahead of the rush if you want to give yourself the best opportunity to not get lost in the shuffle. It just comes down to simple economics, and I just wanted to share that with you because I really care. Okay, so really timing is everything. If you were thinking about holding off, just consider, it's up to you. Just consider that that might be a way. Now, if it's a matter of you needing to move a little later, just let us know that, and we'll make sure the buyer knows that, and it's just no problem, okay? Whenever you want to move, whatever month that is, just make it known. Now, down below is a list of things. Now, please don't do all of these things because you'll go crazy doing it. I had a great question. Someone said, Jason, what's the balance between what I should do and what I should not do when I'm preparing my house for sale? Well, one of the things, so some of the stuff was like window trim. There's like a window outside and there's a little trim. I'm like, okay, so it's first week of February was when this conversation happened, 4 or 5 days ago. And they said, well, I got, a little bit of trim to do around my windows. I looked at it, it's just like touch up, right? And so, and everything else was, fairly good. Yeah, come on, the snowbanks are varying heights right now, and things are getting a little mucky out there. But if you're not used to that, you don't live in Montana anyway, right? So, but I'm like, all right, when can you get to that? And they're like, oh, probably next month or two. so I'm doing the realtor math, knowing what I just told you about, right? March and April, and how we need to beat that. And I'm like, look. So there's a fine line between do I do it and do I not do it? That's what we go over at the consultation. Now again, if your house is these emails go out to quite a few people. So if for some reason your house is listed, please just disregard this message. I'm not an unethical person. I'm not trying to, get a listing from one of the great professionals in my area that have one. Okay, I just don't operate that way. But one of the things I do is I come over and we just visit, and go over, strategy and timing that works for you. I'm not a pushy salesperson, and we just go over that timing and come up with a plan that'll help work. Now, I do caution, like I did obviously earlier, being too analytical in the timing of small things that might take a while. Now, if you can knock something out this weekend and you can get it to the market quicker, sooner than later, it'll always bode well for the bottom line, just so it's not lost in the shuffle. But really, any of the stuff that you'd like to know about, like I said, there's no cost to come over there, even if you're interviewing someone else. I'm not offended. I think it's a great idea. You'll never hear anyone say that, but I'm very confident in our track record and our marketing plan and our pricing, whereby we can come over there and show you why we're the best agent for the job, if you so desire. For those that are buying, I really do believe that the rates are going to go up. I think you're going to have a really good opportunity to see a lot more inventory here in the next 30 days. I think it's super smart to go out there and find a home that you like. Okay, I didn't want to leave buyers out of the conversation here. On our website down below, you can click search for homes. Here's something that people don't know. Most of you are already in there because that's, so your email and your cell phone number is the login and the password. If not, you can just say, set up an account or whatever else. I do not sell your name to anybody. I do not give it to anybody. It just comes to us. And if I'm emailing you right now and you're seeing this, I obviously already have your email. Again, I don't sell this to the CIA or anything like that. I don't sell it to a magazine company or whatever crazy things people think we do. It's just me. So, and my team, right? So you can search for homes. All of the homes that are active are on our website. And if you do want to get a home valuation, just click that link below there. Now, it'll give you a robot value. That robot does not know and has no way of knowing what your house is worth. It doesn't. But when I see that, if you put your data in there and you're not scared, and because I don't bite, I never bid anybody yet. If you put your information in there, I'll go ahead and just reach out to you right away. And we can hop on a Zoom call or just whatever, and we'll go over values together. It just takes 5 or 10 minutes. We'll do it together, and there's no pressure there. I'm a human being, so it'd be cool to hang out. So invite me over. Invite one of my agents over if you're working with one of my agents. And I hope this update was beneficial to you. Also down below, again, is the list of things to do to prepare your home for professional photography and getting it ready to put on the market. Okay, I hope you like that. If you have any other questions, reach out. That's what we're here for. I hope you have a great weekend. And I don't have a team in the Super Bowl, so I hope your team wins. Take care.